Hi, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the session this evening. I was asked to make a short tutorial to show you how to add pictures, specifically gifs, to a slide. So, as you see, I opened up a blank slide here. And the secret to this is we have what's called Giphy. So I go over there and you Google, I call everything Google, you search for what you want. So let's say I want a heart, okay? So I do heart. You have two different options here. One is like a whole little movie, okay? Some of them are very cute. And the one that I use most often are stickers, because stickers have these clear backgrounds. And you have a really, really big selection of things to add. So this one caught my eye first. I think this is really sweet. So important to look. Each one of these has a link. So you press on that, and as you see, that copied the link. This is really important. And then I go over to my slide, and I do insert, image, by URL. Okay, why by URL? Because this little jumping thing is actually located on some site. And this is the address to the site that I'm actually using to put it here. Because if you just try to copy and paste things that don't have a URL, they actually at some point just stop moving. But this, as long as the slide is over, this little guy is going to keep jumping until you close it. So you can now manipulate this picture in many ways that you would normally manipulate any picture. You can move it around. You can make him smaller and move him over here. If it was needed, you could have also cropped it. And another fun trick to do with it that I tend to use a lot is drop shadow. So I go to Format, Format Options, Drop Shadow. Okay, so now and then look what happens when I do distance. It starts to have this big shadow behind it. You can control how much shadow you want. And it makes it appear to be a three-dimensional picture. So let me take a look and show you this again. So I'm going to go over here and look again on Giphy, which is giphy.com. And this one, I'm going to look for an arrow. Okay, we use arrows a lot. At least I do. And I'm going to go to stickers, because often you want to point towards things. So I've used this little hand quite a number of times. So again, I copy the address right from here. And you see link copied to clipboard. I move over here. Once again, insert, image by URL. I paste the URL here. And now you'll see I've got this little hand that's pointing upwards, and every time it hits something, it has that little black like a circle. So again, let's say I want him to be pointing at my little bear. And so, I mean, it looks kind of strange, but if I wanted to, I could have it pointing there. I could make it smaller. And now it looks a little bit nicer than it looked when it was that big. And it kind of looks like it's really poking the bear. And again, I want it to have a drop shadow. So kind of, I see that the video is cut off. You can't really see. There's a little square that I click to make it a drop shadow. And then I choose the amount of distance I want. I mean, it gets ridiculous, that much shadow. But if you have just enough shadow, it gives an illusion of 3 dimensions. So this is how I add these cute little moving objects to my slides. And you can also use these kind of gifts. They sometimes come in really handy, like welcome. Okay, I'll do a welcome. Sometimes just ignore this stuff here because there's also always really ugly things here. I don't actually see anything here I would like to use as a little video, but let's see if I can. Cat. Okay, cat. You say, how problematic could cat be? But you actually never know. So let me see. No, I don't see anything too nice here. You get a lot of like really ugly things because there's like no, I don't know, like no, I'm laughing at this. There's no editing here. There's no, standards. Anyone who wants can make a GIF and put it up. So I'm having trouble finding one that I find particularly nice. But okay, let's just say this. I'll pick this kitty, okay? And I'll bring it over here. And I'll show you what it looks like when you pick one of these. Insert image by URL. Again, Control V, I paste it. And I insert this here. So this is not a sticker. It's like an entire little video. Okay, not too pretty. And you can also do like you would do with any other picture. I double clicked on it and I catch this little line. And that way I can also, just like any other image, I can also crop it and I could make it smaller. Okay, I admit I really do use stickers much more than these pictures, but sometimes they actually come in handy for something very specific, and I sometimes use them as backgrounds. So if I go to, let's see, Halloween, why am I not seeing Halloween? It's inside my escape rooms virtual. And I go to Halloween. And I go here. I hope none of you get scared easily. Because what I'm going to show you, this is kind of a scary breakout room that I made for kids. So I'll look for one that's not too terribly disturbing. Not kind of easy, because, kids love scary things. So they all look pretty scary here. So I'm just going to close your eyes if you don't like scary. Okay, so what this is also one of these scary gifts. But what I did is here, I'll save you from looking at it more. I stretched it to the size of my entire slide and then wrote stuff on the top of it. So that's the time that I actually used the little pictures instead of stickers. And one last thing that I think people are very interested in, this is not a tutorial on Bitmoji. So that you can find, I know that Rania Essa gave one, you can find it on her site or on YouTube. And on YouTube there's a gazillion million different tutorials, but this is how I use it. I have the extension, okay, and let's say that I want to put this welcome Bitmoji, so I, can drag it out here. And it's also, this one's not a sticker, this one's like a whole picture, okay, that I can put, and I put that in a lot of places, all of these different Bitmojis. And this time I'm going to pick a sticker type, okay, which I think you saw on one of my presentations. Up and drag myself, my Bitmoji, out here. And just like, again, these are in every way different, like pictures. And you can do whatever you want with them. So here, size and rotation, I want myself pointing at that little bear. So again, here is all the different types of formatting that I can do. So this time I pick, flip, and I'm pointing in the other direction. And I move myself around so it looks like I really am pointing there. And just like I showed you before, I choose drop shadow. I'm a big drop shadow lover. And here we go. It looks like a three-dimensional Debbie is pointing at this GIF. And one last thing, I'm just going to add a background. Now, a background can be anything. Either it can be just, I change the color. Let's see what color I'd like. This is going to be very shocking pink, purple, fuchsia. Okay, or you can choose an image. And again, like I showed you, everything in Google works very similar. Just like I showed you before, you can change your banner in your site. You could also do a Google image search. So let's say forest. I Google here, and I want to make all of this inside a forest. Okay, oh, what did I do? Forest. Okay, and I do done. And now I move myself around so I look more like I'm standing on the ground, even though I think I might have too much drop shadow, so it looks like I'm floating in the air. And now I have a background like this. So I'm going to do one more little manipulation. I'm going to open my Bitmoji again, and I'm going to drag down here myself sitting. Okay, now I'm not really sitting in the right direction, am I? But, you know, it kind of looks like I'm sitting here. And again, once again, drop shadow. I drop shadow everything, and there I am. And that is how you add all these little fun and funky things to your slides to, you know, make them pretty and to increase engagement. I think kids really do enjoy seeing these things. So I hope this is helping, and see you next time.